like Freddy. Was it no?
X.
Jason X, which is Jason in space apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
When did X start meaning space and stop meaning porn?
What?
I think
I
that's
think it's more
triple X.
triple X.
Yeah.
X-rated. Like X-rated space.
I guess.
Oh, wait, was that one of them? This is
I mean, that will exist.
this contains X-rated space.
I'm not going to put it in the blog, but it does exist.
Well, there was that campaign run by Pornhub, I suppose, where
For
they
what?
said that they were raising money to try and shoot a porn in space,
Nice.
like in zero gravity. But then it turned out not to be a thing. But some guy donated like $150,000.
Could they not just get on the vomit comet?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But it's like,
But then they have to crash back on the ground.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
After
Jeez.
That'd be
It's gonna hurt.
think of being the cameraman with the potential for all that fluid just coming towards, so to
Because
speak,
that's what
coming
they're going
towards you.
for, the money shot.
Uh-huh.
Zero G money shot.
You'd have
And
to
then
get
something
paid
like,
a lot.
oh god, we're about to just...
Don't worry, we borrowed one of the BBC's underwater cameras for this.
Oh.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 19 of Splitting Pixels. We have been away for a little while, so there is lots to catch up on. We've all been playing games.
Was Fallout out the last time that we recorded?
I don't
can't
think I was
remember.
married the last time we
No, I
recorded.
think you
Was I?
were. I think you were. We recorded in November.
Maybe only just then.
Yeah.
But yeah, the kind of the winter deluge had started to hit, but there was still a little bit more to come. Although I know for my part, I've basically just had this massive PC renaissance and started playing a bunch of small indie games, some of which I already owned, and my PC was still too crap to play them. And some of them are kind of the big titles that I've been really enjoying. So I know it's a bit of a podcast staple, a bit of a nerd staple really, to look back over the last year and kind of find our favourites, but I thought a picks of 2015 would be pretty cool. I thought we'd start with games because who are we kidding? We're pretty much a games podcast at this point. So I figured we would start with our picks, and I don't know exactly how to sort this out because I know what my picks are. And I know that some of you are definitely going to share these picks. And I know that Matt has only played like 2 games this year.
I've played 5 games.
How about we go around, say what our picks are, and if there's anything that any of us haven't, then chime in on. We'll go. If not, we'll just say a quick what we thought,
Cool.
and then move on. Keep it snappy because
Cool.
we've probably got a lot to go
and
through.
see if at the end of the podcast we can agree on at least like a top 3, if not a
that'll
winner.
be difficult, but yeah.
Yeah. So I will start with my game of 2015, which is Witcher 3. It took a long time to come to this conclusion, largely because I had built Fallout 4 in my head, and I was expecting, like, it is a fantastic game. I'm really enjoying Fallout 4. I've logged over 60 hours, which is nothing compared to some of you guys.
I think I'm only on around 60 hours. I had kind of a break over Christmas from Fallout 4.
I
Catch up on
had
other
I
games.
had the reverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to Fallout 4.
Yeah, we'll
It's
get there.
undoubtedly going to come up.
Yeah.
So yeah, Witcher 3. It's won a bunch of awards as well. It was when I kind of saw the two of them stacked together because I've watched like IGN's coverage and their like Game of the Year and stuff, and it just seemed really obvious when I saw them next to each other because Witcher 3, like, the storytelling is so good, and one of the things with open world games is when you've got so much that you can do, it can really mess with your pacing.
Yeah.
But Witcher 3 does a really good job of letting you take little side contracts, and then you come back to the main quest and you're still desperate to find out what happens next. Although Alice has joked that she will never ever find Ciri, which is like the first objective you get.
I'm never
Wait, have you
gonna.
still not done that?
I'm never gonna find Ciri, and I'm never gonna find Sean in Fallout.
No, I'm never gonna
like,
find Sean.
fuck all these people that I'm meant to be finding because I can't.
By the way, are we going spoilers for Fallout 4? It's
I-
been out for a while now.
I think I haven't finished Fallout 4's main
well,
quest.
I'm not like, ending, but things like middle.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I guess I'll say
I
it.
guess we're all at different points.
I have discovered Sean's fate. I will say no more. I know what happens with Sean, but that's basically where my cutoff is.
Uh-huh.
So, and I have finished the main story of Witcher 3, but I bought the DLC mainly because of the beautiful Gwent cards,
Yeah.
and now I just need a Gwent like playing table. But I'm still to kind of take on that expansion because I know that that's at least another 10, maybe 20 hours. Plus, I'm hoping it's going to revitalise my interest in The Witcher, and I'll go back and I'll do all the side quests.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of really cool monsters that I haven't found yet or taken out the contracts on. But Witcher 3, I feel like not only is it a beautiful game as well, but like just the art design, the monsters are so cool. It made me want to read the books, which I have started doing. I really want that World of the Witcher hardback book because it's got like people who might not be familiar with the series won't know that the game itself, and it's based on a series of books which in turn are based on a bunch of Slavic folklore, it's like Grimm's fairy tales, but I mean, if possible, even darker than that.
Yeah.
A lot of vampires, werewolves, and
Dead
things
babies.
with yeah. Dead babies feature in this game, and it's. I hate to use the phrase "funny," but in the context that it gives you, it is grossly funny.
You heard it here first. Ross from Splitting Pixels
Yeah.
thinks dead babies are funny.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it depends
That's
on
a
the route that
soundbite.
you take.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of endearing.
Yeah, it's part of a very sweet quest line for some very not sweet characters. Matt looks. We're trying not to give too much away because it's still early on, and I
Oh,
know.
it's been out since May.
Have you played?
I
Did you
haven't-
get round to playing
I haven't played it because it's just a very intimidating game
Yeah.
to get into. But I'm not that fussed about spoilers. Like I could, if I cared about spoilers, I should have played it by now.
Well,
like so.
I was
it's,
thinking that about Fallout. Yeah.
yeah, like
not that all of them.
Well,
just
Fallout's
people that
only
really
been
care
out like
will-
2 months.
Yeah, but people
Yeah.
that really care will have played, or most people. My apologies.
it's why I'm at
That's
the point
true.
with like skipping ahead a little bit. I'm at that point with Star Wars where I'm like, stop saying that it's being spoiled for you. Like, if you cared about spoilers, you would have seen it the first week it was out. Like, come on. It's on you at that point.
Well, I mean, I can agree to a point. I mean, I have my best friend became a father just over a year ago, so it's like
Baby sisters exist.
he's been to see it,
Yeah.
but I can understand why people might not have gotten the chance to.
I just think after a week you should be allowed to talk about it in public without someone going ooh, because like if you cared about that,
I
you
don't
shouldn't.
know. I understand people when it's on their Facebook feed or anything like that.
Sure, yeah,
Just
like if it's just presented.
spoiler warnings are fair game. Like, if you say spoiler alert kind of thing, it's just being as I see it as it being courteous, not too rude.
Well,
Well, sure, but like I just think there's got to be a cut off somewhere, and I think people
Absolutely.
are getting a bit crazy about Star Wars as well.
Yeah.
Like, and I do think that most fans went to see it
I can, yeah, I
at
think
least before Christmas.
I think we're safe to maybe cover things in broad strokes at this stage, but
yeah,
we'll try to give people a heads up because
it's raked in a lot of the box office. Like a lot of people have seen it.
yeah. So yeah, Witcher 3 is definitely my first choice.
Are you going to? Do you see yourself going back and just replaying the entire game from the start?
I wouldn't rule it out, but I'm glad that they brought out DLC because I think that's going to be my kind of jump to get back in. It's like, well, I paid for this DLC. It's new content that I haven't seen, and it looks good. Like it's getting good reviews as well. CD Projekt Red, like if I was doing a developer of the year, CD Projekt Red definitely get my vote for that. Like they brought out, I think it was 16 pieces of free DLC after the game had come out.
But have they only released Witcher? this year?
This year, I
have no
think
idea.
so. They're a bit like Bethesda in that they will take a long time to get the game just right.
Their next project is that Cyberpunk.
2077, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you played Deus Ex, any of the Deus
No,
Ex games,
I am up to date with it. I do know it.
but I think they said that they won't even start talking about that until 2017.
Wow.
Because they need to finish getting like all the Witcher DLC out the door. There's another one called Blood and Wine coming, and then I think there's maybe one more after that.
Wow.
And they're like at least 10 hours each, I think.
Well, that's good. That's
So,
good to see.
like, they are the good.
Hearing so
They are
much
the
about it.
good guys.
Well, everyone who bought a physical copy of the game got a letter from the developers as well.
Yeah,
So-
inside just saying thank you.
Cute.
I think we spoke about it on the podcast ages ago, but I read. In fact, I might have spoken to you about it as well
About what?
off the podcast about how they were formed, how CD Projekt Red were formed. Is
You did mention this on the podcast, I remember.
Yeah,
When
'cause
you were talking
po-
about Baldur's Gate.
yeah, because Poland had so many. Like, in fact, it was the whole kind of Eastern Bloc had such a massive problem with piracy
Yeah.
that they were like, you know what? So many people are pirating these games. Let's put together, like, let's actually get some rights, put together a box and manuals, and properly localize it. And that's how they made their first steps.
That's great.
But they've always been about the games, which is something that a lot of studios claim to be. But sadly, the fact that it's a business means that people
Yeah, a lot
are
of
people
them can't
are
help
out there
but-
to make money.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because they're greedy, but because they want to keep the job and they want their people to keep their jobs. But yeah, Witcher 3 is definitely my game of the year. What about you, Matt?
Oofed.
And I'm asking you next because I know your list might be a bit shorter.
Well, yeah, I've got a small. I've got a few number of games that I've actually played and got into. I guess I have to just default back to Mad Max.
Okay.
Because that's what we were discussing this a couple
Well,
of
you
days
have
ago.
to, or I'll punch you in the arm.
Okay, yes, that's the reason I've not played my birthday present.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I spent so far 48 hours in Mad Max. And Ross, how long have you spent in it?
Probably about 10
And you've done pretty much the same amount as I have. Apart from
through the
clearing
main
out-
story.
Yeah, through the
Yeah.
main story. I've cleared out the entire first section
Mhm.
and done everything
And
because
taken
it's fun.
about 200 screenshots.
Exactly. That's the thing.
You're like a
most-
wartime correspondent.
You've seen the pictures.
Yeah, it's a very good looking game.
Um,
It is.
So yeah, I'm taking my time over that. So that purely just to justify my loss of time in that game, Mad Max. It's just super fun. That's what I want in a game, something that I can just dip into whenever. I'm not going to lose any skill sets. A lot of the games I've not gone back to recently. If I do, like Dishonored, for example,
Mhm.
I will be terrible at that when I go back to it to actually complete the game.
How much of
Because
it had you played?
Not too much. I've got my mask and I've done the first couple of missions.
Okay.
But it's just that kind of a wait a minute, what am I doing here? It's just not easy to put down and come back to at your leisure.
I think because of the way the powers work with that.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Like, I think you can get through that game mostly just using the blink power.
There's an achievement for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just more intimidating.
Mhm.
I just forget what the controls.
I know what you mean.
So
I'm a little bit worried Witcher will be like that when I go back to it,
Oh, really?
which is why I'm happy there's DLC to kind of be like, right, this is what you're doing. So at least in terms of story, I'll know what way I'm meant to be going,
Yeah.
and then I'll pick up the combat as I go. But yeah, Mad Max, I picked up Mad Max as well.
Mhm.
I've been enjoying it. My OCD meant that I'd cleared out the first section, but there was no way
As
I
in
was.
this first small area before you go.
Well,
past
no, I
it.
think that one automatically completes.
Yeah, it's only two things in there.
Yeah. So I guess it's technically the second one, but the first proper area.
The big area.
Yeah.
Like the entire first zone, not just
Yeah.
an area of the zone.
No. Like the entire area.
Then we have done the same.
Oh, wow, so you have spent like 30 odd hours taking pictures.
Probably, yeah.
This is
Wow.
Matt we're
Well,
talking
no, also,
about.
I really want to collect the cars in the game. because
Yeah,
you
that's
take-
right,
If you
yeah.
steal a car and you've never driven it before, you take it back to your base, you get it.
So you
Which
were
I'll never use.
you were shown. So for anyone who hasn't played it, Mad Max, it's an open world game made by Avalanche, the same guys that do the Just Cause games, and basically Matt likes to hide at a crossroads and wait for a car to come along, and then you like go
You
into camera mode.
so you can have a good look at it, because there's different stages of cars, like
Mhm.
a little scout, then an armoured scout, then a heavy armoured scout. So from far off they kind of look the same. So you go into
Same
camera
shape.
mode, check them out. Yeah, they're the same base vehicle, just depending on how much armour they've got.
Mhm.
And to film a collection, there's a T-junction, but there's a big cliff above it. So I just park there and wait. And loads of people drive past. You're like, are you? No, you can drive on. That's fine. But other... And the fighting, the driving, they're all individually fun elements.
Yeah, I really like the driving.
Yeah.
The driving, especially when you're running down the convoys.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish there was... You could make a game of that. It would be great fun.
Yeah, once you realise that you need to use your car as a battering ram, things like improve so
I
much.
try not to use my gun in that because it's just too easy.
Yeah,
For the gas tanks.
you hit
press
the
B.
massive red glowing weak spot on the car. It's a little bit classic video game
Yeah,
cliche.
I was going to say like Star Fox.
Yeah,
Here's this big element you need to shoot. Yeah.
but yeah, I've been enjoying it. My major issue is my OCD, and it reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed in the way they just completely pepper your map with stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know if it's like going to be like a new quest line, which to be honest it never is in Mad Max,
No. it's not.
or if it's going to be like a cool base to explore. And there's a lot of repetition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if the hand-to-hand combat, which is essentially Batman's combat, wasn't as satisfying as it is, I don't think I would have stuck with it as
But
long
it
as I
really
did.
is satisfying. Going into a major base and just standing in the middle of a crowd.
You have problems
What?
waiting for people to hit you. Just
Yeah.
wait.
That's how I play Batman, and it just
No
kind
wonder
of
it's
kept
taken
over.
you
You
so
just
long
stand
to
still
get
and
so
wait.
far. It's
Block
just
punch.
10 hours of you waiting for someone to hit you.
It also means you're never going to get a combo running. You'll never see
Yeah, I
the
know.
cooler moves at the other end of the spectrum.
Well, I do
Why do you hate
eventually.
yourself?
I do eventually see some of the combos, but I'm not a combo person. I don't like them because I hate the whole. Oh yeah, no. If you press it 4 times, then why? You're supposed to press it 3 times, then why? And you do. And I button bash in these games when it does come to it. So I'd never. I'm rare.
You know, but there's awesome ones where he basically goes into like rage mode and
Oh, I
like
get that.
starts suplexing guys.
But you can build up rage mode by doing the way I do. As long as you don't get hit, it kind of charges up,
Right. Okay.
and then you can do your little shiv attacks and things.
Hmm.
But it's Mad Max. Surely you just want to go mental and like fucking get everyone.
No, well,
It makes
Where's your
sense when you're
role play?
Batman, but yeah.
well, when you find you also you can collect scrap and what are they called again? Little tokens of the past world that's gone by, little photographs.
Oh
and
yeah,
things like that.
mementos or something.
Yeah, you read them and he's all somber about that and things. So I don't think he's psychotic and just wants to cut people, or he'd just been screaming all day.
Yeah, I mean, you do get a little bit of that in the movies as well. That he feels like he betrayed his family because he wasn't there to save them.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
But he does have a little bit of a hound kicking his heels.
Yeah. Like he's definitely not a nice person, but then given the world that he's in,
And
he's better than most.
And of course I roleplay it, so I don't want to just run in there and be like, you sir! Poof, and yeah. I do if I run down a random convoy, if they eventually pull over, I'll just storm them and shoulder barge and just knock them over.
You don't hurt people unless they have a car that you want.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it, yeah. So Mad Max, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Alice?
Well, I've got The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4, obviously. But I also wrote down Killing Floor 2,
Okay.
which I thought would be a surprise to some people.
How long have you been playing that for?
I'm not sure what my playtime is because I play it with friends.
Mhm.
Like, I wrote it down because it's a good game to play with other people. Because, like, I played the first one and it was alright. I find it very hard. But the second one is, like, much more, like, friendly to people who haven't played games like that.
Okay. Is it like a tower defense thing? It's all about killing waves, right?
Yeah, waves of, not zombies, but it's like people who have been made in a lab and they're all like freakish and stuff like that.
All right. Okay.
And it's just like there's a base where you're a map where you're at a lab in this big snowy area, and you can stand in one bit and it'll be white on round 1, and by the end of that round everything is red and covered in guts and
Right. Okay. And will that persist throughout?
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it's just fun to play with friends because it's just mad. And they added a medic class, so that's good for me because it means that everyone won't die because I'm like, you're all idiots.
Oh, are you the medic then?
Yeah, I'm always the medic.
When I played Battlefront, that's like I love the medic class because
There's a medic class?
Yeah, no, sorry, not Battlefront, Battlefield.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Because you get so many points. Just basically, if there's a corner where they're camping, you just stand back on the other side of the corner and just start resuscitating people as they get knocked out.
Dropping the little health packs.
You get that as well, but you just resuscitate their feet and bring them back to life.
Yeah.
But then they get shot again.
Yeah, but you get 100 points. So
I also wrote down Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Even though I haven't played it a lot, I wanted to talk about it anyway.
that is one. I figured we would also once we'd gone round, we'd talk about maybe games from last year that we still want to play. Because I have a list here, and Assassin's Creed Syndicate is on it.
Yeah.
I've heard that it's a proper return, like it's fun again, which it hasn't been since Black Flag probably.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of innovation in the gameplay, obviously, because it's a serial game.
Yeah.
But I just find it really interesting because, like, it's the Fry twins, so you can play as Jacob or you can play as Evie.
How much does it feel like an apology to?
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, I got really excited because they released the Jack the Ripper DLC.
I heard that it's pretty good,
which is centered on Evie as like a late 30s, early 40s year old woman.
Okay.
So not only can you play as a woman, you can play as a woman who's not like young and
like
fit
a supermodel,
and gorgeous.
basically.
Your classic. Yeah.
And also, her voice actor is Hawk from Dragon Age, so...
Of course, when you say, like, and this isn't the first time when you said that, I was like, it's a guy? I was like, wait, no, of course not.
Yeah.
My version of Hawk
I
is
thought
a
you were
guy.
going with the voice actor's Hawk. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a shallow game, it doesn't make him really young and hot, but the voice actor, oh yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, that looks really cool, because it's just Evie trying to help out a bunch of prostitutes that are getting murdered. So...
Sounds like a winner.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll circle back round to games that we really want to play.
Yet.
No, I know. It was just we'll drop Assassin's Creed for the moment, and we'll come back to them.
Okay.
So Sophia, what was your game of 2015?
I'm kind of stuck between two.
Okay.
I was saying to the guys before you came in, like one of the games. If it's a game that came out in multiple parts, I consider like. If, for instance, the last part came out in 2015, I'll lump it in with my games of 2015 games.
That makes sense, yeah.
So one of the games that I've got as my game of the year is Tales from the Borderlands,
yes.
which I have spoken about on the podcast before, and it's just so good. Like, Telltale games are pretty good anyway. Like, they get minus points because they leave so much time between episodes. But now all the episodes are out, so go play it. But it's funny and there's lots of action and it still makes you feel things. And like, there's just like they've added in so many more gameplay mechanics to this one than they have in any other Telltale game. And it was so good.
I picked up Tales from the Borderlands just after I got playing my PC again.
Yeah.
And
it's just fantastic. Like I loved it. Like every time a new episode came out, I loved it more than Game of Thrones Telltale, which I thought I would have liked, but I was just mad.
Yeah, I've heard that is kind of middle of the road.
But yeah, Tales from Borderlands wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did, and so that's like joint game of the year. And the other one is Broken Age.
Okay.
Yeah,
also episodic.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the one. Like the first part came out in 2014, and I feel like a lot of people forget about this one for 2015 because people were angry that there was so long between the parts. But like, when you watch the documentary that goes alongside it, you get it. And I've been loving the documentary as well. Like it's so interesting, and I love seeing all the art and everything. Like,
as if I didn't already love Tim Schafer enough.
He's
see
so lovely.
How much he puts into his games.
Yeah.
Like financially as well as like his like love for the games.
But yeah, like Broken Age, it was so immersive and the art is just gorgeous. Like I would just like stand there and look around at all the stuff and I'm like, this is just beautiful. And the voice acting is amazing as well. Like Elijah Wood is Shay, and I just wasn't expecting to enjoy it, but that character, like you feel like you know him. And
Jack Black as well.
Yeah, Jack Black, his part is funny. And yeah, I really enjoyed Broken Age. It's on sale on Steam at the moment. It's like 75% off.
Is that still on sale? Because the sale
was
just
this morning.
ended.
It was.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
Because I was thinking, like you mentioned, hey, think about your picks for 2015. I went on Steam and it was like 75% Broken Age, and I was like, yeah. So yeah, I think Broken Age is definitely one of my 2015 picks because I just loved it. Like it finished, and I was like, but I want more. Like I want to go back to it.
How obtuse as an adventure game is it? Because if you play a lot of Telltale games, the one criticism I would have for them is that a lot of the puzzle has fallen out of those games.
Yeah, Telltale games, like they're not really puzzles in them. But
they used to be.
The puzzles in I wanted to call it Double Fine Adventure in Broken Age are great, and like, but they're also like, it's not. You know, like in Grim Fandango, some of the puzzles just leave you like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But this, like, if you try something that you think will work, they'll be like, hey, that won't work. Maybe like they won't tell you what to do, but there'll be a little hint in a sentence they say. Like I can't think of an example, but it's not like it explicitly tells you what to do. But it's just a little sentence of like an off thought, and you're like, huh?
So
they said the word,
yeah. I mean,
and you feel so smart when you solve the puzzles.
That's always been a barrier for me in adventure games. Like before the days of the internet, when you try and play Monkey Island or something.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I can't Google how to find this out, and then it turns out that you had to combine a pulley with a rubber chicken.
Yeah,
it's like who's going to think of that?
But I feel like it's still difficult. But if you're struggling, then it's gonna, like, you just need to listen to what the characters are saying and you'll get there. And I just loved the story as well. It was such an original and unusual story that I just loved. And that was, I just loved that game so much.
I think that's a good pair of choices. I've never been a fan of the Borderlands games, really.
Like they're
largely
fun
because I
for a
played
shooter,
them,
but there's nothing like.
I think it's because I played them solo.
Yeah,
like the world is like the writing is hilarious,
especially Handsome Jack in Borderlands 2. Like his character brought that whole series to life. Really.
But Tales from the Borderlands, I could recommend that to anyone who likes a good story because it's really funny.
Have you played all of it?
Yeah, I finished it.
That last episode was just so good. Like I've never in the last episode you're choosing a team to go and fight the bad guy basically, and it like. If it was someone who you'd had an argument with earlier in the series, they're like, oh, nah, you can't have that guy. And I just thought it was quite cool how all of your choices came together to help you form this like elite team. And it was really nice. I liked it.
Yeah, I could definitely recommend that. I got that really cheap.
I bought it I got the season pass when it came out, and then I got fucked because there was like a 3-month gap between episode 2 and episode 3.
They're bad for that.
Telltale need to get their shit together, but at least they're good at writing stories and making fun games for people.
Delays happen, sadly. It's just going to be one of the pitfalls.
But it's Telltale do it all the time.
Story mode Minecraft have managed to get, I'm pretty sure, the entire thing out in almost
They're on episode 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
But I've been playing that as well. It's not as good, but...
Right.
Yeah, like I just wish with Telltale in particular, because they're so bad for it, they would maybe have the game ready to go and then put it on a set release schedule rather than making it episode by episode, which is what it feels like they do.
I don't know what their funding model is, but it could be that they rely on the money from. I mean, everyone's going to get a season pass nowadays anyway.
Yeah,
but they must rely on the funding of the first episode to pay for the second one.
Also, honourable mention to Life is Strange, another episodic game, but just because they stuck to a release schedule, first of all, and it was just another great story.
I have episode 1 of that, because I got it in a Humble Bundle, I think. So I will play that.
Episode 1 is the worst one, but get through it, and it's great. Yeah,
because you've been singing its praises for a while now.
Yeah, well, I started off like this game is a pile of shit, and then just because the characters are annoying. But yeah, so that's an honourable mention for me. I think.
For me, looking from the outside, it just seems like an episode of Smallville or something.
Yeah, I can
teenager with superpowers having to deal with
angsty
teenager things.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so there's a few. I know Matt hasn't had a chance to play it yet. Matt hasn't had a chance to play the 2 prequels to it either. But I know that me, Alice, and Sophia have all played Fallout 4.
Oh yeah.
So it's
go for your life. I'm not fussed about spoilers.
Fallout 4 is definitely what I've played the most, but
okay.
Probably for the same reason as you, I just didn't put it as my game of the year because I loved it. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but after a while I kind of felt like I don't care where my son is and a lot of the quests I was doing felt very much the same. Yeah, it was go to this place and save that guy, go to this place and get this item, go to, like, it was all just stuff like that, like, and then I look back on things like Skyrim, and every quest was something new and funny, and I was just getting a bit, like, it was getting a bit repetitive.
I know what you mean. I think because I think the story is one of the weaker ones, at least the main story, and Bethesda.
I have been liking the synth thing though.
Yeah, but like I would say that the main story, Bethesda has never had a game that's made or lost on its main campaign. It's never been the case.
Yeah, like Skyrim's main campaign was probably the weakest as well, but it was still it still was enough to make me want to find out more. And also in Fallout 4 they didn't let me romance my favourite companion, so I was a little bit pissed at that.
Wasn't the dog, was it?
It was Deacon.
Oh, right,
I love
okay.
Deacon. He's the best, and then you try and get it on and he's like, no.
I have just recently met Deacon.
He's so good.
There's
He's a bit of an arsehole, but I like it.
I've started doing the loyalty quests, so like I've done the one for Kate, and I'm in the middle of doing the one for Nick, finding the police holotapes.
I don't know. I don't think I've done many of the loyalty, even though I'm like I'm maximum relationship with Deacon and Piper, but neither of them really had loyalty.
I don't think Piper has one because I'm maximum with. I'm just going through them all, trying to max them all out and get the. I haven't romanced anyone because
no, nor have I.
I always feel, I know this is just like my personality seeping through, but I always feel like if I romance one of the guys early on, then I meet like someone who's a lot nicer later on.
Well, you can be polyamorous.
Yeah, but that's not me.
Like I was gonna like maybe go for McCready, and then I'm like, oh, but he's just such a fanny. Everything he says, I'm like, shut up, McCready.
Yeah.
Has he got a big beard?
No, it's just, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll go for Kate, but I haven't met Kate yet. She's just on the radar.
Yeah, I found Kate completely by mistake. I think it was. In fact,
the combat zone.
Yeah, the combat zone. That was a really fun fight getting in there actually. So yeah, the one. So where I think the story has dropped away a little bit in Fallout, I think another issue that I have is that Bethesda's real skill for me is telling a story through the environment, and it feels like I've been in this environment before.
Yeah, and there wasn't as many like little there were some little like Easter eggy places, like and every now and then you'll find a skeleton that maybe
it's
like
telling a story.
Yeah, like there was one that I found like on maybe my first day of playing, and it's a guy next to like a circuit breaker, and you can't. No, it's next to like a panel, and you can't open the panel, and then you follow the wires and find the circuit breaker, and then you go back and there's caps. Which, you know, it's something to do, but it's not, like, I wanted to know why he was there with a suitcase with a red dress in it, you know?
Yeah. Or there's ones, like, a bar fight that's broken out, and you see, like, a skeleton that's down with his hands around the neck of...
And I want to do more investigating into finding the other vaults. Like, that's not what... Like, I've just been having a break from Fallout just because I'm sick of Preston Garvey. But I want to go back and find all the vaults, because I've been to 81, and I think you go to 104 in the main story. And I went to something else, but I've
been to 75, which is the one that was under a school.
Yeah, I don't think I've been to that one yet.
Okay, that one's really dark. Like that's one of the
81 is pretty dark.
Okay, I don't think I've been there yet. There's
the
a companion
rats.
There as well, isn't there?
There's a robot you can get.
Yeah, like that's one of the things that has stayed, and I'm glad.
Yeah, like that's one of my favourite parts of Fallout is just finding out what else happened to everyone else in the world during this apocalypse.
And you find out just how evil Vault-Tec are.
Oh yeah, I love. Have you found that you can find, the Vault-Tec representative at the start of the game, who then doesn't get let into the vault?
You can find a skeleton.
You don't find. He's a ghoul, and he's pissed off. Yeah, you find him later, and he's just like those fuckers.
He's in the Rexford, that good neighbour.
Right. Okay. I could have sworn I found like his remains outside the vault.
There are skeletons of people who were trying to get in.
Yeah, or maybe it's just someone in like a trench coat, and I assumed it was him.
If you go to Good Neighbour and speak to Daisy, who sells like a whole bunch of stuff at the front gate.
I've done her quest at the library.
Yeah, you can talk to her about the past, and then she says, "Oh, there's someone else that you might be interested in talking to."
Right.
So then you go to the Rexford, and he's like, "Oh my God, is it you?" And then it was really sad talking to him, just because he's been alone for 200 years, and you've just appeared.
Like looking all pretty and
I
stuff.
suppose, yeah. At least.
So ghouls can be 200 years old.
So basically,
some people have a gene.
Yeah. So there's
a mutation.
Yeah, there's there's obviously been this massive nuclear war.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
don't ruin it for me.
I thought the game was about falling off of something.
No, falling out. Or something.
Well, the bombs did.
Oh, yeah.
So there's obviously people like the main character, and the story will always normally put them in a vault,
Yeah,
which is this way of keeping them alive. Some of them survive as humans underground for all this time. Then you get ghouls who are mutated but don't die.
Yeah.
And there's
by
feral
the
ghouls
nuclear
whose
radiation.
brains get mangled
Oh,
by
I
the
know
radiation.
about them. I just
Yeah,
didn't
but
know
then
that
there's
they could
normal
last that long.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a gene that some people possessed, and when they got hit by the nuclear
It
blast,
triggered
it
it
killed
and
them.
stuff,
It
right.
turned
They
them.
lose a nose, they get a croaky voice, they
Yeah.
don't have much skin, but
Yeah.
like they're generally
I
okay.
just assumed they were all, you know.
You get super mutants as well that are also really long lived, but they've been subjected to this thing called the forced evolutionary virus that is what's made them what they are. But some of them are intelligent, and some of them are a bit crazy.
Yeah, because you
as
can have
well.
one of those as a companion.
Yeah,
as
strong.
well. Strong.
Who just wants to kill everything.
Wasn't it like he heard someone saying Macbeth to him? Was it Macbeth?
Yeah.
And he heard this phrase, the milk of human kindness, and he thinks it's milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
he's
wants
now
to find it.
he's determined to
Because
find
that's
this milk
what
of human
makes
kindness.
mankind strong, is the milk of human kindness.
That's tremendous.
So-
that's really
Yeah,
nice.
like
I love
Fallout
things
4
like
is
that.
redeemed by the stuff like that.
The way he's going to make me play isn't how I normally play, so I'm going to save him for when I just
Oh, what?
like...
Because you have to be an arsehole?
Yeah, and you can't use technology. He doesn't approve of it. He just wants to hit things with hammers. So I'm really looking forward to kind of taking him out, even though I think he's maybe not going to be the best written character, but we'll
Well, it's a super mutant.
Yeah.
I smell you, human.
yeah. So yeah, we've all been enjoying Fallout 4,
Yeah.
but I think there's so much more that maybe we had expected, even if we didn't know it.
Yeah.
I just hope they're saving it for the DLC, because Bethesda are good at putting out good storylines in DLC.
Yeah.
Like, even a lot of people didn't like the Skyrim DLC, but like you could play the whole quest with the vampires and what was the one where you go to that little island? I can't remember it. Anyway, yeah, like I'm excited for whatever DLC they have planned, because they're good at DLC.
Yeah, it's always worth the money.
I think it's just the dialogue that let me down.
Well, because you can't have the options, or
Well,
just in general.
because there was so much personality in the dialogue.
And it gives you a
option
tone instead of
Yeah.
what you're actually saying.
and now it's just like
Feels more
no,
Mass
ask a
Effect-y.
question.
I'm strange to
Yeah.
hear that from a Mass Effect fan, because it's a very similar...
Cute.
well, it's
Well,
true.
Mass Effect kind of does just have the two ways you can be, but I
Yeah.
feel like this, you know,
Like,
there's a
Mass
special.
Effect is like that's the way it's.
Is it
been.
because of your
Mhm.
expectations more than
Yeah.
anything?
Because they had such a great system before, and it was really good writing and stuff, and now it's been really simplified.
I like
Yeah.
that it has just a sarcastic button.
I do like the sarcastic button, but I miss things like the intelligence checks. Like, you don't see those as much.
Not
you see
as
a lot
much.
of like charisma checks, but like I kind of tried to go for like the moody assassin type character, and charisma wasn't like something I cared about.
I do like that if you skip dialogue with A, then your character starts going,
Yeah, I like that
But
as
if
well.
you skip it with like B or whatever the other button is, right arrow, then it's like fuck you and your stupid hat. Get to the point.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
You start being more aggressive.
I didn't know
rather
that.
than just going, yep.
Oh wow! Yeah, I had no idea about that. Okay, so getting on, because we're certainly taking up a bit of time with this one. Does anyone else have anything that they thought might knock their top choice
I
off?
have a few, like a couple more like honourable mentions, because I only started playing them over the Christmas holiday, and I only got a PS4 recently, as you guys know. I played Tearaway Unfolded,
Okay.
and that game is just such a cute little 3D platformer, and I really enjoyed playing that. But it's PS4 exclusive, so not as many people played it.
Yeah.
But it's colourful and cute, and it was really relaxing New Year's Day when I didn't want to do anything,
Didn't
and I'm
want to
just
blow
like,
stuff up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really good, and I also got Lego Dimensions for my Christmas, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's just very expensive, but like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that would be a dark path for me and for Matt as well.
I already want to buy everything. Jeez.
Lego games aren't fantastic.
It's not so much the games. I
It's
think
like-
it's maybe limited edition models that would
And
be.
like you're
I will
playing.
still be buying them if I want them.
I was
Well, yeah.
playing as Batman and Gandalf running around in the Simpsons house, like
Yeah,
stuff
no.
like that is just like, ee!
That's totally awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm definitely not hating on Lego games. I've got Marvel superheroes on pre-order.
Yeah.
partly for the minifigure, but that you get exclusively, but also because they are fun. But I know I've also got Marvel superheroes. What did I just say? You get the Avengers is coming out at the end of this month, and I've also got Marvel superheroes, and I know they're going to be pretty much the same game.
Oh,
with a few different characters, which is not bad, but I don't know. Well, it's a really tough one for Lego games.
Yeah.
But the Dimensions is fantastic with all the different sets.
And I've got the Portal set as well for my Christmas. And again, playing as whatever character you want, running through Aperture Science. It's just that was really good.
The crossing over of all the different themes in one game is fantastic. So Dimensions will probably be my favourite of them all, but because I've already played so many, I played Indiana Jones when it came out. And
Well, there's
Jurassic Park and everything.
There's like a lot of levels of games that or franchises that I'm not aware of. Like there was what was the one I was doing the other day? Like Ninjago, I think it was.
That's their flagship.
Oh, is it?
That's a Lego. I mean,
it's a Lego
it's
thing,
their
isn't
own, IP.
Yeah.
But they've got cartoons about it.
But the level for it was super fun, and it didn't matter that I didn't really know anything about the IP because I was just having a good time with the different mechanics in the level. Cool. So that was really fun. What was the other thing I was going to mention? Something about Lego Dimension. Oh no, I was going to say one of my other most played games this year was Lego Harry Potter. So.
We've been playing that.
What a shock!
It's so fun. Have you done that thing? Xbox did the year in review, and it shows you achievements, playtime, everything you've done in 2015. My most played game was Lego Harry Potter on Xbox.
Wow.
No, that is a fun one as well.
It's
the same format, but it's all about liking the themes.
Yeah, because I feel like if you want a good Harry Potter game, play Lego Harry Potter. No other games have done it as good as they have. Sorry, we're going back to old games here. Let's get back on track.
No, I mean, when it comes to, especially with Toys to Life stuff, I have started down the dark path of getting Disney Infinity characters now.
Dangerous.
I
have the Force Awakens character.
That's models. Right. You got Finn and Rey, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Obi-Wan and Han Solo. I really want a Chewie and a Vader, and then...
Apparently the games aren't that good though, so at least you won't be buying the games as well.
No, I won't be buying the games as well, but I've seen a lot of the Marvel ones now as well, like the Hulkbuster armour is enormous, and it costs the same as a regular one, which is a surprise. But they've got really cool stands as well, like the Obi-Wan stand is it's like a desert planet, and it looks like there's rocks or shells.
Yeah,
maybe
the Rey
in the
Finn
base
ones are like mossy stone, which I like because it's not like with the Amiibo ones. It's just kind of a black circle, and you can tell that it's for something. But these look like they could be their own standalone figurines, and so I like my Force Awakens one. They're still in the box though, because I'm just like, I want to keep it in the box, but I will take it out at some point.
I guess for me, another honourable mention would be for Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
I know. Did you get around to playing it?
I watched Doug play a bit of it, but it's never really interested me. I like the puzzles that you've spoken about before, and I like the idea of it, but it's just not a game that really interests me.
We'll fire right over that one, but
you played a lot of it.
I did, and I would say Phantom Pain. It was Witcher 3 and then Phantom Pain when it came to actually fulfilling the promises that I expected of it. Fallout 4, once again, fantastic game, but I think I was pleasantly surprised by Phantom Pain. It did everything I wanted it to.
Yeah.
So when it comes to games that from 2015 we haven't got around to playing yet, we're still really looking forward to, one of those for me is Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Ditto. That's what I was going to say for this bit as well.
We have Xbox Ones. I just haven't gotten round to it because I've got so much still to play.
Yeah, it's the same with me.
You guys, Matt and Alice, are PC gamers.
Is that on PC next month, is it not?
I think it's the end of this month, the 28th or 29th. I'm really, really looking forward to playing that game. The reviews have been so positive, and people have said that it wouldn't have been buried if it didn't come out the same day as Fallout 4.
Yeah.
I mean, it also, because of this whole thing with Microsoft basically bagsying it, God only knows how much money they paid for that.
But I don't think it sold that well, unfortunately.
I think it's just hit 1.5 million.
Oh, okay.
I think
it's just that I saw the first week sales, which weren't amazing, but obviously they were competing with Fallout.
Yeah. And then they've got DLC coming, which looks really cool. I think it's the Tomb of Baba Yaga, which is this ancient witch. It the walls are all skulls, and apparently I can't remember. I don't know if I saw this and I'm picturing it, or if someone spoke so vividly of it, I'm picturing it. But as you walk through, you know, these really narrow tunnels that they always do a little cutscene as Lara passes through them.
Yeah, just let's wiggle through it.
And like the skulls in the wall slowly turn to look at her as you go past, just things like that.
Well, Baba Yaga's a pretty cool myth.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I think.
See, when you said it, I imagined the boss from the first island in Crash Bandicoot.
All right.
I can't remember what his name is.
Probably not that, but I can't rule it out. Maybe that was the inspiration. But I think the whole pretense is that it's like a hallucinogenic trip
Okay.
that Lara's taking, and so she's. It reminds me a little bit of Far Cry.
I do really want to play it.
So much of that, you're tripping as
Oh,
you
Far Cry
go,
Prime was
go and
coming
kill
out.
stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think this year coming will be the year of the caveman games.
is
Cause
it based on when Matt goes to Peru?
What? Oh, come on.
Oh,
Main character is Matt and Calpesh. You can switch between them.
oh, right. See, I haven't heard this story, but
There's nothing to tell.
Are you just
I was
go-
just told the
There's
story of
nothing to
somebody
tell
who has
on
been
the
to
podcast.
Peru.
are you just going to ride on a llama and...
No, you
With a
go
spear.
somewhere with a shaman and you drink this drink and you find your inner demons and confront
And then
them.
people have to help you go to the toilet
Right.
Well,
that's
my drink
part
all
of
over
it.
while
myself.
you're
Let's-
confronting your inner demon.
Sorry, I just put
Well,
water on
that's
myself.
expelling the inner demons.
Oh no!
Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, I was going to get round to Rise of the Tomb Raider over Christmas, but Doug has been playing lots and lots of Fallout, like lots more than I have.
Okay.
He's up to like 5 days worth or something, because you know
Wow.
it counts it in days
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
save file.
125 hours or
Because
so.
he gets home from work when I'm still at work, plays it in the evening, plays it at the weekend, like lots
Jeez.
more than I have. So like I haven't been able to get the Xbox to play.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, as much as I like to think that, you know, me and Cara would have lots of fun playing games together,
Oh, I get
having
angry.
to share a console, that'd be hellish.
Well,
So,
I've
yeah.
got my PS4 now, so maybe I'll just wait until it comes out on PS4.
You'll get the super special collector's edition. We're sorry for making you wait.
Yeah, have all the
Version.
DLC, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Anyone else really excited to play something that's kind of came out
Dishonored
last year?
2 is coming out next year.
I'm
which
so excited for
but,
Dishonored
like
2.
this year, like last year, I basically just played a bunch of old games. There wasn't really anything new that came out that I didn't play.
Mhm.
So, like I did play Assassin's Creed Syndicate,
Mhm.
but I've just not played as much of it as I'd like to, because Fallout and everything distracted me.
So all the
Oh,
all the bigger 2015 games that you wanted to play, you played them all, or?
Yeah.
You know
Well-
what I wanted to play? Sorry, I keep talking, but like Undertale. Everyone went mental about Undertale, which is just some shitty little game, but apparently it's amazing.
Yeah,
And
I've heard a lot
I
of good
keep
stuff
meaning
about
to
it.
get to it, but it's I have to get out my laptop, and I don't really want to do that. But apparently it's really, really good, and it's just a £7 game on Steam or something like that.
I think you fight enemies by trying to convince them.
Well, you can
not to
fight them,
fight you.
or you can convince them not to. And
That's the game that I said that you would like.
Okay.
but
It's
I
an
feel like Matt would be
interesting
concept. 'Cause you're a big
distracted by
Jessie.
the art though, because it's like it looks like it was drawn in paint, the art, and I feel like that would distract Matt.
It does have a very basic look
Like
to it.
it's like 8-bit, but like sorry Toby Fox, but it's shitty 8-bit. Like it is, but it's, I think that's maybe part of the charm why people like it, because it's not trying to be.
It feels
anything.
personal.
I just liked it because there was skeletons that made puns.
Oh, have you played it?
No, I watched some.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, because they're called Papyrus and Sans, and their font is Papyrus and Comic Sans when they
Oh
talk.
god, no, I can't play it.
And each
A game
boss
of Comic
has like,
Sans.
Yeah, or Paris, that's pretty bad too.
each boss has like a new way to defeat them, and like I just think it looks like made by one guy. Like it looks like something I need to play, and everyone is just like hyping it so much, but like everyone says, oh, this was really hyped, so I wasn't sure, but it's actually is amazing. So
Yeah.
I do want to get to that at some point.
Cool.
My not played 2015 game would be Mario Maker, but that's because I don't have a
Oh.
Wii U, so I can't expect to play it.
We could do a podcast of the games you said you wanted to play in
No.
2015
Do you want to
and
borrow
have
my
not.
Wii U?
No, it's fine. I've
Are you
got friends
sure?
that own it. I just
Okay.
haven't got around to playing it because we.
But
play
you could
Smash
take it to your
Brothers and
house.
everything.
Flag.
It's alright. Yeah, I'll get the Black Flag
We need
too.
to just uninstall Mad Max from his PC.
No, you don't. But
No, we just need to delete his photos.
But my honourable mentions for last year as well, though, that I have played, have to include Project Cars and Elite Dangerous.
Mhm.
And even Besiege, because that's super fun, but it's not remotely finished.
Yeah, I mean, we
Oh,
played
yeah.
that in our lunch breaks from
Yeah.
time
Is that
to
still
time.
early access?
It feels like... Well, yeah,
Yeah.
there's only one the first option in the menu.
Oh, okay.
to
I
it.
think fans of Kerbal will like it.
Yeah,
You can
Kerbal
put
as
that
well
in
has
your
been-
games of 2016 if it finally releases
Exactly,
in 2016.
yeah. But Elite Dangerous has been great, and I've just reinstalled it all. It's been so long since I've played it. You now get a 64-bit version with a new launcher.
Yeah, but
Ooh.
we've fallen out with Elite Dangerous.
Oh, what
Well,
did they do?
We're not friends with them right now.
That's true, because they released... is it Horizons? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is...
Because Elite Dangerous is now like £10 on Steam because you have to buy Horizons, which is like 40.
If you want to, you can land on planets now. It's gorgeous.
Oh.
But you have to buy another...
So is it like a
It's
DLC
not
pack
finished.
that is as much as the game?
Yes, and it's
I
still
see.
early access DLC.
Ah.
So
It's not
it's all these... And I'm not against it because it'll still be fun to do. I can't wait to do it, but... there's so
That
much
is a
more
dick
to
move.
explore in the game that I have no need to land on these planets yet. Yeah, I want to,
Mm.
and if I was made of money and it wasn't January, I'd probably just buy it. But
Yeah.
I've just reinstalled it. I'm going to take a trip around the solar system because last time I played it, Alice and I were just shooting people in combat zones, which was
Mhm.
awesome fun. But I just want to get back to exploring. That's where I really enjoy it. So yeah, so Elite Dangerous has to get a good mention because it's fun. But
Yeah, you played
like
that
Alice
so
says-
much.
Yeah, like Alice says though, I
It's just
don't want
very
to criticise them for
much
that.
unfinished.
I just know I'm not going to play it yet, and I don't want to pay that much money yet.
Yeah, early access, like, I don't think anyone should charge more than 20 quid. I mean, obviously it depends on the
Totally
content.
depends, exactly.
Yeah,
how,
but
how
it's
long
just-
do you know how long
But
you've
how
worked
much
on
will
it?
that then cost when it's full? Like, I just feel like it should be a reduced price if it's early access. Like, if it was 40 quid when it was complete, sure, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. Like,
Fair enough.
I don't want to pay full price for a game that's not finished, you know? So I'd rather
I'm
wait
not
until
against
it's
that.
out.
I'm not against. I wouldn't mind if it always stayed the one price.
When you look at
But
stuff like
because
Star
you get-
Citizen, which is a similar game, I think that's going to start nickel and diming people pretty soon.
Or even, like, the full game of DayZ, like, that was charging a lot for an early access game. Is that out now? I don't even
I don't even know. I've not played it.
Yeah, 'cause
you
I've
played the
played
first Arma, didn't
maybe
you?
2 hours of that game when I
Yeah.
went, wait a minute, I'm going back to Arma 2, and
Yeah.
then Arma 3 has an even better mod for it.
Yeah.
So I really regret buying DayZ
Mhm.
because it was terrible, and I played it recently. Couldn't find any food, passed out, died, and then that was me. Right, not playing it again. Honestly, I went into so many buildings and there was nothing to find, so I just died. I just passed out because I was jogging to houses because it's damn boring walking everywhere to try and not annoy zombies. I didn't get killed by a zombie. It was just hunger. That's a bad start to a game.
Yeah.
Was it because your character was constantly stopping and taking photos of things?
Oh, look, a severed foot.
It's mine.
yeah. Thanks. No, I knew where I was going as well because it's a map I've played on the mod for so often, Charnerus, or is that, however you say it. So I knew where I was going. I was like, right, these houses are always great for backpacks, and because you always want a decent backpack and food, obviously. So I went to a place because I found a bottle of an empty plastic bottle. I know where there's a well behind these certain block of flats that always have great stuff in them. Absolutely empty, every floor. Not even one.
You think
bit
there
of
was
food.
someone trolling you? Like a few people
Yeah,
just going,
of
he's
course,
coming
people
over
could
here.
have just been there, but not one thing. Not even. It was dire. So that was me not playing it again.
Cool. Well, we're quickly coming to the end of the podcast. We'd better talk about some films because 2015's been pretty good for films as well.
Yeah.
I think my pick. I think it is Star Wars.
Yeah, like, come on.
Yeah, I have a Star Wars problem. I think Mad Max is arguably a better movie.
Yeah.
Mad Max is good.
I don't think I expected much of Mad Max. Even once I saw the trailers and saw how incredible it looked, and
I think that's what did it for me as well because I wasn't I didn't have any hype for it at all. I just went in and I was like, oh, that was really good. I mean, I still, like, Star Wars still up there. I'm just saying, like with Mad Max,
it tells a story really masterfully, considering your main character barely speaks. Dialogue is pretty thin on the ground.
and you essentially go to a place, they go, let's go back, and then they go back.
Well,
and
that
that's
was my issue with it.
with
When
the battle grannies.
When I first watched it, I was a little bit confused. I think when we talked about it on the podcast, it was a bit. I'm not 100%. I like it, and I like what they did, and I like the fact, Furiosa is just the best character ever, and the practical effects the general look of the entire movie. I really want to watch it in black and white. All these things are great. I just at the time I remember thinking, it was alright, but it's definitely something I can't wait to go back to now.
Yeah.
Especially after playing Mad Max for so long.
I remember we saw a thing pop up that was Mad Max was being considered as a silent movie in black and white, I think.
Not silent, but black and white.
Oh no, yeah, sorry.
And it was being shown in film, wasn't it?
Yeah, with no dialogue. Not silent, but with no dialogue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that part. I
Mhm.
knew that there was loads of articles and people made fan edits just taking out all the colour, which I'll do myself.
Mm-hmm.
But try and make it a bit like chromey white instead of just plain white. Shut up, it's fine.
Oh, of course you will.
It suits the film.
Yeah, no,
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
The spray.
I'm laughing more at the concept of you spending like 40 hours like recolouring a movie.
No, I mean, I'll do it smart. I'll
So,
Google
like-
how to do something quickly.
25 hours. So.
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess the red herring is Star Wars, which we have all seen. I guess some spoilers will probably come up when we talk about it. I don't think we have enough time to go into as much depth as.
No, we should
As we
save
could.
a Star Wars, a proper Star Wars
we
chat
could do
for
like a
another time.
mini spoiler cast just of like talking about Star Wars, no restrictions, just
Yeah,
everything.
we could do that. Maybe record that before the next
And
episode.
Star Wars late in the year. I know that doesn't really count when you're talking just what you enjoyed most from the year, but it just feels like
You forget the good stuff that happened before.
exactly. So it's kind of.
Well, yeah, you seem
got
surprised that I
advantage.
mentioned Mad Max.
No, I just forgot about
Right.
it, even though that's all I've been playing. I just forgot it was a movie also.
Yeah.
And I remember now that I always hoped they'd make Furiosa DLC for Mad Max,
Mm.
because that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, there's movies. I didn't see a huge number of movies last year.
I saw
'Cause
Inside Out.
I was just going to mention Inside Out.
moved away from a cinema, but
Incredible.
yeah, I've heard it was kind of Pixar back on form.
Yeah.
It was good, and I just like this might be getting a bit like feely here, but as a kid that was sad a lot of the time, I feel like it's a good movie for kids who also feel sad and they don't know why, and it might just
Mhm.
help them be like, it's okay to be sad. Like it's not
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
not a
That was a
weird
good
thing
message
to
from
be
it.
sad. And I just thought it was a really cute movie, and I loved all the actors who were in it. Like it was great. Yeah, I really liked Inside Out. I mean, obviously, like you can't not choose Star Wars as your film of the year, but Inside Out was definitely up there for me. I just
Yeah.
enjoyed it so much.
I think I know I do, and I know probably most of you guys have issues with the new Star Wars film. But if we're going to analyse that's going to need more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Long story short, I really enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick it apart. It was.
I went and saw it again, so it's definitely worth the watch.
I'm drinking out of a BB-8 cup right now. For God's sake. Like I liked the movie.
Yeah.
I've got to say, The Martian, that was an amazing movie.
Oh yeah, I never got
I
round
mean-
to that.
Maybe I loved it more because I loved the book,
Mm.
but
You love
Just-
Matt Damon.
that's true as well. He's a great guy.
What was it you said? The only way you could make it better was by
Mark
putting Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg in it.
Playing himself on Mars.
I think that's a fan edit that needs to happen.
Just a spacesuit that's somehow sleeveless,
Trucker Cat.
and and a beanie on top of his helmet.
Fantastic. That has to happen.
But
We're
yeah,
gonna do TV picks really quick.
yeah, absolutely.
I was just gonna say, I was trying to think of what TV I enjoyed, and all that came to mind was Kimmy Schmidt because I just loved it so much, and it just stood out so much more than anything else I watched this year. So I'm going with Kimmy Schmidt.
Netflix has been a winner this year. I
Yeah.
would say that when it comes to TV, I've really enjoyed Marvel's Netflix run as well. We got around to watching Daredevil, which we spoke about a little bit on the podcast before. I don't think I had started watching Jessica Jones.
I think Jessica Jones came out after we last recorded, actually.
That sounds about right, because Cara and I, it's 13 episodes, it's not that long, but Cara and I, after we got married, we sat down and just powered through it. David Tennant as a bad guy is incredible.
I keep meaning to watch it. Like
He is
to it yet.
supremely creepy, and it's something that, I know I'll probably get evils from Alice about this, but I think that Marvel have a really hard time making a compelling villain. Loki is arguably the only one who's really landed as a villain in a Marvel film.
Well, I mean, you know that Jessica Jones is good because it makes you intensely uncomfortable watching
Yeah.
it.
Like, it deals with really, like, adult themes.
Yeah. But apparently the writer's kind of an arsehole, and that's why he's so good at writing on it.
Well, fair enough. Like, because the main villain, his superpower is that he can manipulate people.
A bit like Wolverine's girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, to a superhuman extent.
Uh-huh.
He can manipulate people. So I would definitely recommend that and Daredevil.
Yeah.
Two totally different shows set in the same space. Although it's Marvel, they only ever reference the Avengers as the incident, because that's when half of New York got leveled.
Yeah.
So it's set amidst the backdrop of Hell's Kitchen being reconstructed after the Avengers and Loki have taken it apart. So I would definitely recommend it. Don't expect much superhero stuff. Just expect a really good TV show.
Cool.
Yeah, TV's been good this year, and yeah, going back to Kimmy Schmidt, I mean Tina Fey wrote it,
Yeah.
so I was always going to love it.
It's just because a lot of the series I've been watching this year have been like things like the US Office, just been catching up on stuff. But I know a show that came out this year and I really wanted to watch it like in one go, and Kimmy Schmidt, it just wasn't what I expected. I've spoken about it before on the podcast, but but then again I haven't seen Jessica Jones or Daredevil yet, but Kimmy Schmidt was my pick for this year.
Yeah.
One I didn't watch, but I know I can't wait for is Cosmos. I'm still watching the original Cosmos.
The original Cosmos is great, though.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can't hate Carl Sagan.
I guess that was about a year ago it came out, wasn't it? It was January.
I'm sure, but I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Well, my two films that I picked were Ex Machina and Bridge of Spies.
Okay.
Ooh, Bridge of Spies.
Yeah.
They were both on my list of ones I want to watch.
Yeah.
Well, Ex Machina is just like a giant mindfuck, and I picked Bridge of Spies because like it makes you feel really anxious, but then it also makes you feel really happy, and like it's funny and it's sad and it's a whole bunch of things. And Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks and Tom Hardy as well, or
Is he?
there's another big name actor in it, isn't there?
The guy who's the spy was a stage actor.
Right. Okay.
If that's who you're thinking.
Or is it Spielberg that directed it? Maybe
I
that's
think
what I'm
so.
thinking.
Yeah.
Because when Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg get together, they always make good stuff.
It was just really good. I don't know if it's the sort of film that you could rewatch though,
Okay.
because it kind of relies a lot on the tension because you don't know if he's going to pull this thing off.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it's just really nice, and then at the end it has a little spiel about what the guy actually did like afterwards, because he went on to like save hundreds of thousands of lives.
The history nerd in me always enjoys those
Yeah.
little bits.
So
So.
you just kind of leave the cinema going, "Oh, it's so nice."
I love Tom Hanks.
He went on to get lost at sea.
And my TV show pick was Mr. Robot, obviously.
I figured that would
I
probably
should
be on
be
there.
watch
a
that as
rebel
well.
and not pick Netflix. I'm
Yeah.
go with Amazon because fuck you guys.
I keep meaning to watch that as
Yeah.
well. Oh
Yeah.
man,
And
because
then-
I've got Amazon Prime now. And it's just always sitting looking at me and I'm like, I'm getting to you. I'm gonna do
I
it.
watched a couple of videos about like the way things were shot. So it had Mad Max as an example, and it had Mr. Robot as an example.
Oh, really?
Because Mad Max, everything's centered. So they're talking about how when they're directing it, they're saying put the camera on that person's nose, put it on their nose, everything has to be in the center. So your eye doesn't have to move during action scenes.
Right. Okay.
But Mr. Robot is really distinctive because everything happens in like the lower corner.
Okay.
So it's someone and then this massive space because they're so isolated.
Right. Okay.
And it's just like, you know, you're watching Mr. Robot because it's shot beautifully.
Huh.
And really
That's
weirdly.
interesting.
Well,
That's-
filming techniques, that's fantastic
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it, and I wasn't sure how serious I was when I said it, but I feel like when I was watching Daredevil, it was dark, and that was meant to represent the fact that he can't see what he's doing either; he can only hear it. Because Daredevil can be difficult to actually see what's going on sometimes.
But it's just like every time someone brings up Daredevil, I just want to talk about that hallway scene like all the time because it's amazing.
Yeah, I listened to an episode of Smodcast with Kevin Smith, and he literally describes every beat of that scene to Scott Mosier, and he's like, "Oh well, I don't need to see it now."
I've been meaning to catch up with Smodcast. I will have to hold off until
It's like
Daredevil.
the episode stops, and then suddenly you're watching the raid, and then it picks up.
Yeah, basically. And it shows you, he is human. He's just like, for half of that scene, he's just after getting the crap kicked out of him.
And it's like, is it over? Is this the last episode?
But yeah, we'll definitely have more Star Wars chat next week. Or next time, sorry.
I'm surprised we didn't speak about Fallout more, but I think because it's been out for so long at this point, we've kind of exhausted the chat in the office. And we've talked about it so much, and now we're done.
I felt like we would have a lot to catch up on, so I didn't want to.
I can't believe that I actually wrote down science stuff, and we're not doing science section.
We can do it at the start of next episode.
Yeah, well, we'll have. Yeah, we've been neglecting that section of our podcast for a while.
This is like the first time that I have science to talk about, you assholes.
Cool. Well, you can look forward to that next time. But until then, thanks very much for listening.
Bye.
Bye.